Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. We are talking about open the door here, ladies and gentlemen. Open door, this is what I'm doing with my money and my money only, ladies and gentlemen. How I'm getting out of my way out that with open door, ladies and gentlemen. Go to open door, ladies and gentlemen. Started this on January 11, 2026. I was down $1,373. You notice I have been reducing it all the way through, ladies and gentlemen. As of April 27, 26, we're down $703. Ladies and gentlemen, we did $24 worth of premium off of doing cover calls, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're down to $679 on May 1st, ladies and gentlemen. How much further can we get down? But let's look at the stock here, ladies and gentlemen. The stock here, ladies and gentlemen. What did it do for the week? Good thing to look at the week, ladies and gentlemen. The high and the lows were at 543, ladies and gentlemen. Down 8 cents, ladies and gentlemen. The lowest point is 519 on April 30th, 11 a.m. The highest point is April 29th, 4 p.m. Closing bell, ladies and gentlemen, 565. Gotta look at that, 565 for the high for the week and 519. Trading range, I'll look at, ladies and gentlemen. My average cost is $6.58. I'll owe 2,151 shares, ladies and gentlemen. I do have to keep in this account where I can break even on open door. $9, and I need to keep 1,500 shares, ladies and gentlemen. 1,500 shares, ladies and gentlemen, at $9. Break even, that is 15,000 times $9, $13,500. I have used of my own money, ladies and gentlemen. And we are down $2,464, 17.42% to get back to, ladies and gentlemen. But we do have an extra 600 shares to do cover calls on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the cover calls. We're going to be looking at the $7, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I could do the $6.50, make 10. Do 2, ladies and gentlemen, make 20. Cents off of 2 contracts, at 10 per contract, that's $20 extra, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get there, ladies and gentlemen. You saw the high and the low, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably won't get there, but it could. Anything could change, ladies and gentlemen. When is open door earning call? Earning call. I think it's this week. Do I want to play aggressive? Not, ladies and gentlemen. This is 13.46. I'm going to put forward in my traditional IRA. The 52-week high, ladies and gentlemen, is $10.87. And the 52-week low is 50 cents. The open door trading lines are initiated with a buy at Alliance Global. A buy by Alliance Global. Why investors are monitoring open door stock as pending home sale rise? Ooh, is it rise? I have seen a lot of these signs in my area, ladies and gentlemen. I do check that out while I'm driving around doing my DoorDash, Lyft, and Uber, ladies and gentlemen. Analyst said it's a whole at 56%, ladies and gentlemen. Short interest, ladies and gentlemen. I look at the short interest. 125.9 million short interest, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot lower than it was back there, ladies and gentlemen, at a 15%. Look at this right here on May 9th. 136.5, 16.25%. Compared to this, ladies and gentlemen, a lot lower. Earning call is May 7th. That'd be Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Negative 6 cents. They have beat. If they have been beat earnings or making right at, ladies and gentlemen, where would they be at on Wednesday? It's a big trading day, ladies and gentlemen. Can this trade? That's another thing I look at. This go up in your advantage, or it could screw you over and go over of what you want to be trading at, ladies and gentlemen. But that's what I'll look at, ladies and gentlemen. My cover calls. Where do I want to go at, ladies and gentlemen? 650 is a good point. I'll probably do 2 of them, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe 3 if I feel frisky. I do have 6 to do, ladies and gentlemen. I like to keep I know I gotta keep 15 for $9, but I like to keep the other 3 open. Or I can do that. Then that I could want to do sell them 3 contracts, go back in and sell the puts. And I get the 650, do another 650, make more money on top, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way I look at it, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the wheel strategy. That's how I'm doing. Get my way out of debt and getting more shares up, open door, ladies and gentlemen. See you on the next one. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.